Howdy everybody in YouTube land. As you can tell by what's in front of you, this is what this video is about. The WeatherSTAR XL. And this thing is a behemoth. It's so big that it literally takes up my entire table. So it's going to be hard to video this thing, and plus it's so heavy that trying to carry this just dimpled my fingers. So anyways, this one is in fairly decent shape. I got this from a friend of mine. I didn't find it on eBay or anything like that because these things are impossible to find. It's got a little bit of a scratching there, but not a big deal. So I figured we should go and take a dive inside and see what this thing is made of. Why not, right? So I suppose we should take the top off of it, maybe. We'll see. This, I believe, is 7 rack units high, and it contains an SGI O2 inside, actually sitting inside there. So, yeah, let's figure out what we want to do. A little bit of rust here, but nothing too serious. So missing a screw. Not surprised. Not that big of a deal. Will my screw gun actually fit this thing? Nope. It does not. So I want to need to find a screwdriver that's gonna fit this thing. Oh lordy, lordy, lordy. Alright. I'm gonna be here for hours trying to take this thing apart. So I think we're gonna grab out our famous Titan kit, which has our bits in it. Let's see, what do we have? A number 1. I think that's a posi drive. No, it's not a posi drive. Hey, that one fits. So we'll just do it that way. So this has an SGI O2 in it. Other than that, I don't know much about it. I don't know what's on the inside. And I don't know the hard drive or anything, which I think the hard drive was provided by my friend. So it's all set up already, but so I think we'll just continue taking the screws out of that without shooting them all over the room. But oh, before I get too carried away, there's the copyright tag, model number. That is an SGI part number. 180 megahertz O2. Made in the USA. Boy, you don't see that anymore, do you? Alright, so let's get this thing apart and see what we got going on inside. So we have the lid of it off now, and this is quite empty inside, really. Let's see, there's a crazy chingus in there. There's a board back here. There's a, I don't know what that is. This is just randomly laying in there. Don't know what. Okay. Yeah, it's literally just an O2 hanging out in the bottom of this chassis. Let's see here. What is that? That's the power to the fan. It's probably connected to the mezzanine board that's on there. So there's a board on the side. Silicon Graphics Computer Systems. This is made by SGI. This particular board was too. See, it goes into the digital. There's a cable that goes into this digital video input. Got a power cord. Everything's all zip tied together. There's another module over here. So, hold on. What's back there? Oh, that's a satellite subcarrier. And some kind of proprietary DIN power connector. Okay, so the one thing I want to do, I want to get this thing apart so we can take a better look inside to know what we're dealing with. Also, I want to take a look at, I got to be careful because this plastic is extremely brittle, but I want to take a look at the power supply and see what shape the capacitors are in, because, as we all know, capacitors are the death of vintage electronics. Anybody that's watched this channel knows that. So I want to take a look at that. Even though this is a newer machine, it shouldn't be as bad, but you never know. So let's get this apart some more so we can take a better look inside. Now that we have the back off along with the top, we can kind of get a better look and see what's going on in here. So we're missing a drive, which is not surprising. Has a Time Warner, no, that's not Time Warner cable, Jesus. The Weather Channel, domestic, drive 0. So I bet these are extremely brittle. Oh, it scares me. It scares me so bad because I know from what I don't really have any SGI product except for an indie, but from what I've read online, SGI stuff is extremely brittle. So I just want to be super careful here. So what is this? That is a hard disk drive. It's not the original. That's a big 146.8 gigabyte. That's what it was cloned onto, so alright, we'll set that off to the side. Yeah, it's definitely a dual drive bay, but we just don't have a drive in the other bay. Okay, so we got the power cable in here. We'll unplug that. God, even then, that is so scary. There we go. Oh, it's so small. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sony. Definitely got to check these out for leaky disasters. So we'll set you off to the side for now. Definitely need to check you out. Yep, it's all plastic in there. And the front, this is the mezzanine board, also contains the power. So what else do we have here? We have this cable, which goes to I don't know where. It's a funky connector. Yeah, this video might sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, it's true because I really do not. I'm not an SGI guy, so where does that go? And why is it going into two directions? Actually, it comes around and loops. It looks like it goes off over here into this board. So, what is this board again? Power composite baseband in. Okay, so this must be the QPSK demodulator board. Puts out some kind of a serial data and goes into this card. So this card's responsible for decoding the data stream. Let's see, what is this? That's just basic Ethernet, nothing special there. We have, what is that? That must be serial. Where do you go? Over here? I mean, it's a white cable. Must be. Serial comes around, it goes right in here. Yeah. It goes right into that board. That is tight. So it goes into that. This needs to be cut and redone. So, what do we have on the back? We got video input. We have controls, channels, external data, satellite data. Why is that on a separate connector? COM port. So that's COM port, channel control, satellite data. COM port, language, emitter, collector, weather warning, standard video in. So why is there two video? What? Video out. Okay, there's an output. So we have right audio in, left audio in, pre-roll for all the advertisement controls. So I don't really need this stuff. So I can probably just unplug one of these and move it down here for the time being. I don't have any of these. These are just Phoenix connectors. There's nothing special about these. I mean, I literally use these at work on all of our stuff that I manufacture. So I can just move that down here and be alright. Assuming it wasn't a pin short. A day late and a dollar short, that is. Well, I'm going to have to order one of these blocks. Because I do not have the block to this. If I want to use it. So anyways. Okay, we have a cable here. Yep, that's the digital video, it looks like. So I wonder if the board is doing... It's the same kind of connector that some of the SCSI stuff uses. I'm wondering if this board is doing digital input. D1, digital 1 input. So I'm wondering if this does SDI. I'm going to have to do some research on those chips, because I bet this thing is capable of SDI input. I bet it can. Otherwise, we have standard video in here, which goes off to, in this coax, thick coax, runs over, up, back here, to the back of this board. Oh, I see what they did. So, they're taking video in here. They're separating the data out of the video signal. Video signal gets converted to S-video and comes through and runs into this. Or, wait a minute. No, I'm not following that right. There's two out. This is the other output. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm right. But it can also take composite in. So composite in. So it doesn't come from here. So data's got to come from here. Video's got to come from here. They didn't consolidate the two. And then it comes out as this video and goes right into here, into this AV card that's on the side of an O2. But there's also audio. Yeah, they're not using the composite video. No, they're not. They got it blocked off. They're just using S-video. So, okay. Or, alternatively, we can do digital here. That's neat. So we got data coming in, demodulated serial data in. We have digital SDI video, or we have analog S-video, along with analog audio. Audio looks like it comes from this board here, and it's just standard RCA. So really, that is so neat. Where does this go? That is a cable. Okay, that goes here. I wonder what that is, because that is going to this plug there. Channels control. I wonder if that's serial. Bet it is. I don't know if I want to take this thing all the way apart, but for the sake of the video, I might as well. Why not? These machines can be temperamental, and if you're not careful, you can make things worse for yourself. Unscrew these. Yeah, that's a COM port. There's two COM ports on board. So this is COM, I don't know. It's probably not referred to as COM in IRIX. So we have internet, we have a COM port, one COM port, and then we have another COM port, which is going to here, actually. Yeah, it doesn't go to there. Where does that go? Oh, that goes up here. So I had them wrong. So, let's see that. I'm wondering if that's parallel. I bet it is. Yep, parallel. There's the symbol. Parallel. So that's parallel, which comes up to here. And that must be what controls all these. So there's parallel connections here. Serial port is a DB25, comes down and plugs in right here. And then another serial port goes in right here, which is a DB9. Or DE9, I should say. If I say DB9, I'll get yelled at. So that's a DE9. And this is a DB25. So that's serial 1, serial 2, and then there's this. I don't know what that's for. It goes into this black plug. Where's this black plug go? It must be, that must be what it is, because this is split off into two directions. One goes to this board over here, and the other one goes to right here. This black plug right here, which is then going through this board and then back here. So this must have the ability to accept data from two different sources. So if you're not coming in through here, maybe for a digital receiver, if there was a digital receiver connected to this, like an MPEG-2 receiver or something, you would bring in your SDI or ASI video here, and then you would bring in your data there. Your high-speed data would come in here. So that makes sense. Today, you wouldn't use any of that. Today, you would use the RJ45, and you would just do multicast or UDP or TCP or whatever. These days, it would just all be multicast or MPEG over IP. You know, IPTV. That's how it's all done now. But back then, all right, that's neat. So, you know what? Let's take the rest of this apart and see what we got going on, because I'm just curious. Plus, I want to check the inside of this thing for loose RAM and capacitors and whatever else. So, let's get this apart. So, how do we do that? First off, we have to unplug the fan. You know, I might as well lubricate the bearing while I have this thing apart, because I am fully intent on using this machine as soon as I get a data source into it, which we have a plan for that. Let's take that out. Set that off to the side. Take this one out. Why won't you go in there? Because I gotta get it in there, derp. Alright. Maybe they didn't have to come off. I don't know. Never worked on one of these before. Never seen one of these before. Yeah, that's right. It does have to come off. So that is loose. Does that whole thing come loose when I do that? Or is it mounted somewhere else? Ah, it is. Back here too. I think. Yeah. So, are these labeled? What are they? $99.99. Okay. So that is just zip tied to S video in. So that's just, okay, that had double-sided tape, so I gotta fix that. I will fix that when I get time. There's a, what is this? Isn't this video out? Where do you go? You loop back around. You come right here. That's video out. Never mind. So this is composite video out. Yeah, that's composite video out. Okay. What are you? Right in. At least they're labeled. SGI at least did something right. These were custom manufactured for TWC. These cables are thin and I don't like that. I might change that structure. So all that's unplugged. We're all good there, I think. At this point, let's yeah, that's gonna be fun to get in there. I'm doing this single-handedly, so please bear with me. Alright, there's that one out of the way. Set you out of the way. So this bracket now is loose. Yeah, it has claws, so that had to come out no matter what. Okay, so that should free up the O2, and it does. So the O2 is completely free from its carcass. Or its sarcophagus, I should say. Oh, that's dangerous. Alright. So now that we can get that out of the way, we can get a better look at what we got going on inside here. because I am curious. All right. So, all right. So let's go move that out of my way. Through the magic of video editing, that's now gone. So, let's see. What else should we do? What else should we do? Okay, what's back here? That is composite, either out or in. So, yeah, that's composite in. That's right, because it's coming in back here. This is S video out. And again, I got to do something with that. So that's S video. Now this board. So this is a cool little board. See, I wonder. I can unscrew all this. Get all that out of the way. Are we going to remember how to put this back together later? Well, you know, maybe not. But that's okay. Because this is all in good fun. Tearing apart a WeatherSTAR XL. Not many people can do that, really. And anyone watching this channel of a certain age probably knows what these are, and if they don't, they've likely seen it before. So let's take this guy apart, because that feels kind of loose. So there's a 1, 2. I don't know what that's for. All right, that's out. So we got to get a screw here that is in my way. Again. Craziest thing in the world. It's one of these things. And don't get me wrong, the WeatherSTAR 4000 is cool, but this thing is kind of just, and it's cool in its own unique way. So why? Kind of loose. Oh, that was easy. It just slides out. What is this? Data Demodulator. SGI part number. So this was made by SGI as well. So this does do the data demodulation. Oh boy. Huh. Can anyone guess why this unit was retired? I can only imagine. All right, so whoa. SAT scan. Okay, so we'll set that out of the way. And let's take a look at this board. I don't want to take this board out, but what I do want to do is get a better look at it. And the only way that's going to happen is to move some of this stuff out of the way. Like, let's move that out of the way. This is all screwed in. That's never been unscrewed before. So this chassis has never been messed with. Ooh. I don't like the way it's flexing that board. Unplug that, unplug that. These are like SCSI connectors. The old SCSI 2, or the old, yeah, the narrow SCSI standard or whatever. Alright, so this. Hold on there, Nelly. Are these labeled what they go to? 2, left audio in. Oh, it's never been out. Yep, left audio in. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna leave that on. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fuck this up, because I can't get another one of these. They just don't exist. So, let's see, what do we have? There's the information on the board. Copyright Silicon Graphics. Moosehead. The Weather Channel interface. So this was made specifically by SGI for the Weather Channel. I do want to look at some of these components back here. And the only way that is going to happen is if I move this out of the way. So how are we going to do that? Well, in my kit, in here somewhere is a nice Silent Technologies with the right bit to unscrew these. Like such. Love that thing. Ooh, pop. Now we can move that out of the way. This little DE9 is no longer in my way. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have in here. We have a GS 9005, two of those, and then a GS 9010. So we need to look up and figure out what those actually are, because I'm curious. And the way we're going to do that is I got to fire my other phone up, my retired phone. But let's see, this is the serial port, I'm pretty sure. Let's move that out of the way for now. And I might do a video on this, a future video on this thing, restoring it. Yeah, maybe when I recap the power supply, I might include that in. It won't be into this video, but it'll be in another video, I think. Okay, so what were these again? These were GS 9000B. No, 9005A and a 9000. So GS 9005. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Cypress Semiconductor. DigiKey. No. There we go. What are you? Serial digital receiver. This is a defunct manufacturer, I think. SMPTE. So this must be SPI. Or not SPI, SDI. Cable in, digital in, strength. Serial data, serial clock. Yeah, this is an SDI. SMPTE 259M. So see, automatic or adjustment free receiver when used with the 9000B. Isn't that the other chip we had there? 9000B. So let's look up 9000B. Let's look up 9000B. Serial digital decoder. Figure out what that is. Doesn't tell you if it's SDI or what it is, really. Yeah, it doesn't really. It just says parallel clock out, H-sync, parallel data, sync correction, serial, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It must be. Yeah. Horizontal sync. Yeah, it's. Well, no. Yeah, it's got to be SDI. I gotta look it up. I gotta look up the standards. Anyway, let's shut this down for now. Anyways, so yeah, it's probably, it might even predate SDI. It's probably close to SDI, but to mouse port, to keyboard port. Why would you have that on there? Oh, I see why. Because it would be here, which is blocked off. well, I think that's going to be it. Let's get this chassis out of the way because we don't need to do anything more with this chassis, do we? So let's get this chassis out of the way and let's take a look at that SAT scan board. Here we have the SAT scan board. So let's take a look inside here. Oh, that thing's tight. Did not want to. This thing's never been apart. And I'm worried it's stripping this tool out and it's going to fall apart. Which, whatever. Oh, there's a nut on the other end of this. That's fun. Okay. Maybe that doesn't come apart. Yeah, maybe that doesn't come apart from that end. Oops. I like to have as little oops as possible with this thing. Because, like I said, it's not like I can get another one. These things just do not show up. I saw more 4000s in every other star than I have this one. This one I had to get from a friend that collects these. So, yeah, that just tells you how much they do not show up. Let's see. Okay. There's one back here, which I don't think I can actually get without putting the camera down. I might be able to. Oh, that's tight. Alright, let's see. How does this come apart? I wonder if that's on a cable. I bet it is. Nope, I need both hands. Well, yeah, hidden screw. Right through this label. So if you take this thing apart, they know about it. I avoided the warranty. What warranty? Let's see, what do we have? Oh, yeah, well. Yep, it's on a nut. That, though, that's a problem. Let's see, what do we have here? SAT Scan Electronics Corporation. So that was a company that made this. Looks like it uses a linear power supply. That screw is the voltage regulator heatsink. Let's see, SAT Scan 1997. So pretty. See, we have a Dallas ADC 31. We have the ROM, which is a, what is that? Nope, I'd have to peel the sticker. See, what chips do we have here? HSP 50110. Qualcomm Q1900C. That must be the S-Video. Yeah, the S-Video section. The S-Video section is contained in one section. You can see it's split off. So, video in, S-Video out. So, it's a Motorola 141624 part. One 14576, 14576, 74 HC04, and an MC. Way too many fours. And a 1881, which is a sync separator. That gives you your vertical and horizontal sync for gen locking. So this is basically a composite to S-Video converter. That's neat. So let's fire up my phone again here. And I want to start looking up some chips. Because that's what we do on this channel, is we look up chips. So there's a couple of... I don't know what frequency this thing was tuned at. Nor do I know if it's FSK, PSK, 8 VSB, what it is. It's got a Qualcomm chip, and I wonder if that's a modem. It's a Q1900C, so let's look up. Q1900C. Nope, nothing there. Hold on, what else would it be? Dash 1N. Let's find out. Oh, here we go. Qualcomm announces a new single chip Viterbi trellis decoder device. Let's see, what is that? 19 offers combined benefits. Q1900, that's this chip there. Offers users the combined benefits of Qualcomm's high-speed Viterbi decoder with a Q1650. Q1900 supports data rates up to 25 megabits per second in Viterbi mode? I don't know. For its convolutional code rates, 1/3, 1/2, 3/4, and 7/8. 2/3 for 8 PSK and 16 PSK. So this is an 8 PSK decoder. Or no. This can do BPSK. This can do QPSK. OQPSK. This can do all kinds of things. So the question then becomes, which mode is this running in? Q1900 is well suited for many commercial satellite communications networks, including Inmarsat and Intelsat. Forward error correction, direct broadcast satellites, blah blah blah. That's a satellite decoder board. These quantities at $16 per chip. This thing was not cheap. CDMA wireless communication, low Earth orbit, blah blah blah. This is just all. Anyways, we don't have a data sheet, unfortunately. But we do know this uses some kind of phase shift keying, PSK, either 8 PSK, QPSK. It's probably set up by this guy here. There's also a Philips chip. A CN, that's probably a UART or something, which makes sense because there's a UART here. So this thing puts out a UART signal. This is a Dallas 80C31, so it requires this ROM to run, which means it's going to have RAM external. Not sure where that would be. So this is a 8051 series. Let's see, HSP 50110. Let's look that up. I think it's Harris Semiconductor. HSP 50110. Digital quadrature tuner. Let's see. Dude, the datasheet's still available. 2001. Let's see, what do we have? Not recommended for new designs. Right? Yeah, this is a tuner for satellite. This is a satellite tuner. Quadrature, so it's for QPSK. This puts out QPSK, yeah. Yep, there's going to be a matching encoder for this too. There's another chip, 5210. Let's see what that is. HSP 5210. Digital Costas loop. Oh, it's a forward error correction, error detection chip. Alright, let's take a look. So this is just literally a one-way modem, QPSK modem. Symbol clock. Yeah, this is just a modem. This is kind of like a, let's see, application satellite receivers, right? Related products, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is, well, the good thing about related products, is trying to find out the encoder version of the same board. Because you're going to need two pieces. If you're going to communicate with this thing, if you wanted, the easiest way would be to come straight out of the serial, you know, instead of sending in a baseband signal. But if you wanted to entertain yourself and you wanted to run this board, you need to do two things. One, you need the QPSK encoder with a symbol, or the symbol encoder, but you also need an RF modulator. Otherwise, you got to go behind here or straight into that chip. But yeah, let's you know, why not? Let's take this thing apart further and see what we got going on, because this is not good. So let's fix that. So I got the tuner cover off. It's just as simple as just pulling right off, but you can see the radio. There's some chips in here, 6112, MC1350, and an LM358, so nothing special. This is probably the radio, or the IF, along with a crystal. That'll tell me, that's the local oscillator, so that'll tell me what this thing runs at. What the subcarrier frequency was, maybe 4 megahertz. So depends on what the sum difference is of the IF strip, so I'm not entirely certain. But the crystal is 4 megahertz, and that could be what. Well, the junior ran at 7.38 megahertz. This one, I'm not sure, but anyways, I wanted to take a closer look at that, because that's broken. I mean, that's really. Like, what? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Did it snap off? It doesn't make sense, because that's not even soldered. What's going on here? Hold on. Oh, wow. That's plugged in. That's... What? Oh, okay. They got machine sockets down here. This is supposed to be loose, because it's literally just plugged in here. Yeah, it's just machine sockets. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, so much for assuming. I think we're done with that, so we can just plug that back in there. Because I can always refer back to the video later if I want to run this board. I think I want to go a level up, though. I don't want to run this board, because running this board would be such a pain. Trying to design a QPSK encoder modulator that works with these chips. I'd have to pull the command set datasheet for these chips and look at the ROM and disassemble the ROM to figure out exactly what it's setting these chips up to be, what modes, because this will tell me, and then I'll know exactly. But then I got to go online and do some research on these Harris chips and see if I can find the encoder, the matching encoder of these chips. And if I can, then I can order them from UT Source or something and build an encoder board that matches this board. But anyways, so it's also got the S-Video section. Let's look on the bottom side of this. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but yeah, you can see the light through it. It's literally, it's got power. There's the isolated power input with the inductor. Otherwise, it's totally isolated. Besides that there at the bottom and then up in the middle. So this would power the S-Video circuit. Maybe this too. There's two. There's one there and one here. There's two. Plus probably 5 and 12 volts or 3.3 volts. What is this? 7805, so probably 12 volts. Or something like that. The power's coming from over here, so this won't work unless this is powered. Let's take a look at here. Bridge rectifier, so it's expecting AC. It's expecting AC over that DIN plug. 9 volts AC. Yeah, there we go. So this is a 9 volt. I can manage that. I don't have any DIN plugs, but I can manage that. Not a big deal. So if I want to use the video input section anyways, other than that, let's just set that off to the side right now. Let me make sure that's tight, because I tried to loosen this by accident. Yeah, it's tight. Alright, so we'll set you back off into the abyss. Okay. Did I not plug that in the right plugs? Yeah, I did. It's just being painful. Just being extraordinarily painful. Oh. Shut up. You know, it helped to put the board in the right way, dingus. Anyways. Time to take a look at the power supply. Let's see. This is a Sony APS 90. 3.43 volts at 31 amps. 12 volts auxiliary. 5.1 volts, negative 12, so 12 volts. It's very high on the 3 point. Of course, it's SGI proprietary. No surprise there. Alright, okay, let's get this thing apart. I'm going to need both hands to get this thing apart, so I'll be back in a minute. So literally it opens up like a sandwich. You take these 3 screws out up front, and it literally just hinges down and then drops out through those little clips there. So that was fairly easy. But let's take a look and see what we have going on in here, shall we? Because this scares me a little bit. Oh boy. Yeah, we might be on the... Let's see, what do we have going on up here? Power regulator series. It's an ATX style power supply. Nothing crazy. Sony. Here's what I don't like about engineers. This right here really sets off my pet peeve. You see this? That's a heat producing item. You see that? That's a fluid filled capacitor. Why would you do this? That's a bad idea. So, do I see any signs of leakage? Probably not there, but I definitely do down here. Alright. Let's see. Let's take a look on the bottom here. Because what you want to look for, because these are low ESR caps, and it's the low ESR caps you have to worry about. It's hard to say. I might change them anyways out of precaution, because I just know how this crap is. This thing's had a hard life. This thing's run 24/7 for many years. Yeah, I can't tell. Maybe a little bit. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a cap list together for this thing so I can recap it, at least so it'll last anyways. And we might do the recapping and restoration of this on another video. But in the meantime, I wanted to thank you for joining me, and hopefully you watched it to the very end. And if you have a comment, please feel free to leave one. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I have a Discord link in the description if you want to participate in that. But otherwise, until next time.